Hello and welcome to helpyourmath.com. In this video, we are going to look at writing the equation of a line perpendicular to a given one and passing through a given point. Before we get started, one thing we need to know is that when we have two lines that are perpendicular to each other, we can interpret their slopes in one of two ways. We can either say that their slopes multiply and make -1. So we can say slope of the first line times slope of the second line equals -1. The other way we usually interpret it is that the slope of one is the negative reciprocal of the other. Okay, so we're given the equation y equals 5x minus 11, and we want to write the equation that's perpendicular to it and passes through the point -15, 2. So the only thing we need from the given equation is its slope. And I'm going to say m of given. The equation is given in slope-intercept form, so this is m and this is b, so we know that the slope of the given is 5. That means the slope of any line perpendicular to it will be everything opposite about it. So since this is positive 5, the perpendicular will be negative, and we also take the reciprocal. The reciprocal of 5 is 1/5. Now we're going to use this slope and the point that we're given to write the equation of the given line. And while it doesn't specify, we're going to write it in slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. The way that I like to write lines when I'm given one point and the slope is I actually use a form called point-slope form. Point-slope form is y minus the y-coordinate of the given point equals m times x minus the x-coordinate of the given point. This is actually a variation of the slope formula, right? If we multiply both sides by x minus x1, we would see that we would get from the slope formula, we would get this point-slope form. So we have the slope, and then we're going to just label this point x sub 1, y sub 1, and we'll plug in. Remember, when we plug in for the perpendicular, you use the slope of the perpendicular line. Don't use the given slope. That one's done. We're all done with that one. And when I plug in, I'm going to say y minus the y-coordinate 2 equals -1/5 times x minus the x-coordinate, -15. I might clean this up. This minus negative, I might rewrite as plus positive. And then we get y minus 2 equals -1/5. I want to distribute the 1/5. What am I doing? Here we go. Distribute it to x. And then when we distribute here, I might go off to the side and say, okay, -1/5 times, when I'm multiplying, when I'm really doing anything with a fraction, I want everything to be a fraction. So I'll put 15 over 1. You can either multiply straight across, or I like to simplify first. So 5 goes into itself once. It goes into 15 3 times. A negative times a positive is negative. 1 times 3 is 3. Divided by 1 would just be -3. Oh, that turned out nice. We get a -3. We'll add 2 to both sides just to get it truly in slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. And we have y equals m, -1/5, x, and then b is going to be -3 plus 2 minus 1. So this would be the entire equation in slope-intercept form of the line that's perpendicular to that given line. Thank you for stopping by.